Hey everyone, I'm SolarSeal, and in this video I'm going to be ranking all of the locations in the Dominator's BRIM Royale map, so please enjoy. So the first location is Ichi Isle. This is actually a pretty cool location. I do actually like farm locations, but this one is extra because it has like a Dusty Depot building, and like a house that has like a secret base underneath, which I think is a super cool idea. Out of 10, I would probably give this location maybe like an 8. I feel like there's definitely a lot more that could have been done, but I think overall it's still really well built. The props are placed perfectly, and yeah. So next up we have Random Resorts, and I would like to say that this is probably my favorite location with big buildings because the prop placement in this location is amazing. I don't know if you see this building, but I really like where every prop is placed, so it's not, everywhere and just you can't move around at all, which is very nice. But it's also not underpropped, where there's like nothing there to look at. I will say that like a lot of big building locations are not very good because it's kind of hard to place your props or make the buildings themselves look good. But this location is definitely an exception from that, and because of that, I will probably give this. I would say probably honestly a 10 out of 10. I think it's an amazing location. So third location is Joel's Jail. I think that honestly, like, this is my favorite, like, prison, like, location, which I see as a very often theme in this map. This is my favorite type of this location, but they are very well built. I love this cafeteria building, and then separate from the, jail, and there's like a courtyard in the middle, or whatever you call it. Plus the kind of like walls and like little tower things. Those are super cool as well. As I said, in other locations, it's not overprop, not underprop. And I think that one of my favorite parts of this is the little underground thing, because secret tunnels like this are actually really cool. But overall, this location, I'm not 100% sure that I really like prisons, but I would probably still give this like a 7.5 out of 10. So now we have Gusty Gardens. So my thoughts on this location are the houses are well propped. They're pretty small too, so I mean it's not like you have to run around everywhere. But it also kind of makes it like you're not doing much. The gym is really cool. And I really like kind of the garden feel to it and all the cool stuff in it. So I think overall, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It's a really cool location. So next is Sunny Suburbs. I think it's really cool personally. Like, I'm not a huge fan of suburban locations, so it's kind of a, one out for me. Like, that's probably a point deducted, but I still think that they're cool. I really like this porch thing here, though. That actually is really cool. But besides that, you know, this like some of the houses are really big, like this one, and it seems really empty. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, but yeah. So I think overall, I'd probably give this location probably like a 7 out of 10. And of course, I could not forget about the infamous Brimland, which is my favorite location. Of course, not just because it's, the main location of Brim Royale, but just because I really don't like swamp locations, and this is probably the only one that I actually can tolerate, and it's so good with all the cool things that have been throughout all the seasons with Brimland. It's kind of been there forever. It's just it's so good, and I definitely have to give this like a 10 out of 10. And this new location, Slurpy Stronghold, which is a really cool excavation. Is that what you call it? I don't know. Excavation area around the wall. The walls like themselves are propped, like they're not like just empty. I could definitely tell that time was spent on it. The crystals are super cool. I don't know what it is about this terrain, but it's just amazing. And then one of my favorite parts is the vault, but I think my favorite part is just these UFO looking things. But anyways, I'd give this location probably a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. And now onto the snow biome, starting with Frozen Films. This is a really, really cool location. I remember when it was first added, I was watching the stream, and I was just so amazed. It just looked so good. It's like a unique take on Risky Reels. Every Risky Reels kind of parody, I guess you could say, is just, I don't understand why they're not good, but this one is just so much better, maybe because it's smaller and it's so good. And honestly, I think that this green screen room is probably my favorite building in the entire map. It just looks super good. And then this little thing, for some reason, I just don't know why, but this caught my eye and it looks super good. This little alleyway though is super, super dope, and I love all the sprays. The sprays are super good. But I think I would have to give this location definitely a 10 out of 10. I still think Brimland's a bit better, but this is still 10 out of 10. And the ninth and final location of this map is Icy Industries. So I will say one thing, is that a lot of the locations in BRIM Royale are locations that I see so often and are built so poorly, and I don't really see them built well, or they don't look like they've been, people have taken their time on them. Now, there are the exceptions, but I think that Brim Royale is a really good example of locations like factories that are just so hard to make look good. Suburban locations, farms, I feel like they always look good anyways, but factories are just always a problem for me, and this map has such a good factory, which is Icy Industries, and I think that this location just makes me really happy just to walk around, and it's really big. So for that reason, I will give this final location a 10 out of 10. All of these locations are amazing, and I will say that Ben Dominator's team did a great job.